Hey guys, Steve here from My Crypto World. We're going to have a quick look at the market recap, what happened this week, and we're just going to go through a portfolio review and have a look at some stocks that have proven to be quite strong through this downturn. See you soon. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the market recap, what's happened this week on the crypto markets. Again, this is a chart of the entire market cap, the total crypto market. And yep, we've had a pretty rough week for those that are traders. You would have lost a bit of money. For those that are investors, long-term holders, it's really just waiting to wait for the next move up, I guess. Now you can see this is a chart we've used in the past. Here we've got a resistance line here and a support line. Sorry, a resistance and a support line. That both are interchangeable. Depends if you're going up or you're going down. But now that we've got a new market all-time high, we can actually move this resistance line or support line up to the next high, which we'll do now. So that all-time high that we've just recently had in the last couple of weeks now becomes our new, for us, it's going to be a resistance line. We really want to see the market break through that. And as we've got a new, there's the previous low was here, we've now got a new low. So this support line can also now move up. And really what we're looking for is we want to make sure that the market doesn't drop below this support line, and we want to see it break through this resistance line here. So essentially the market's gone a little bit sideways for a few months. Hasn't really done a lot. I mean, if you bought into the crypto market somewhere over here, where is that? April 16. We're now in obviously halfway through May. This is a daily chart. So for about a month, it's pretty much gone sideways, just moved up and down a little bit, but nothing too dramatic. Although it doesn't mean that the market hasn't been affected if you're, depending on what stocks and coins you're into. Certainly there have been a lot in the market that have dropped significantly. So you've got to take the stance and start thinking, is this a time for me to get out of the market? And if you're somebody who is panicking or somebody who doesn't sleep at night because of the way the market's moved, then I would suggest the investment strategy you're using probably isn't the best one that's suited for you. You might want to have a look at maybe a more longer term view of what your holdings are. Your other option is obviously to sell out and not invest into the crypto market at all. Let's go and have a look now. I've spoken last week about some of my portfolio. I spoke about what the percentages were I held in each coin, and also gave you some price predictions of where I think those are going. And so if you haven't seen that video, go back and have a look at that. I've got quite a few comments privately regarding that previous video, just asking some questions regarding why I thought certain stocks were going a certain way, or how could I possibly have a price prediction still for coins like Bitcoin Cash, which I said my price prediction for that is anywhere between $6,000 and $8,000. So I thought I'd just go through some of those with you today. And again, for those that have got questions, you can message me privately if you're in the private group. For those who are watching this on YouTube and aren't part of that, just put your comments below and subscribe if you're interested in the content that I produce. So let's have a look at, so we've just had a look at the market recap of what happened last week. And as I said, some coins were affected badly by the down move in the marketplace. There's lots of speculation as to what happened. Some say it was cited to the US report regarding inflation. Others said it was because of Elon Musk's tweet about Bitcoin costing too much to mine now, and that he's no longer going to allow Bitcoin trades for Teslas. He'll be looking at some other alternatives, hopefully Bitcoin Cash. So all of that sort of news drove a bit of fear into the market, which is totally understandable. But again, the people who are, that doesn't mean the projects that the coins are representing are going to disappear overnight. Always remember that. We're backing again the projects that these coins represent. So now let's go through a couple of these. So first of all, I wanted to share with you why it's so important that we diversify as much as possible. Now, I know that there are many members in the group who don't have a lot of funds available, so they're only in maybe 4 coins. And you can only do what you can only do. There's nothing wrong with that. But as your portfolio grows, as you start investing more money into the market, it's vitally important that you actually try to spread your investment risk. It just helps when there are downturn days or downturn months or even downturn years, because even when there's a downturn, there are many products or stocks or cryptos that will move up while the rest of the market's dropping. Likewise, when the market's going up, you're always going to have one or two coins or investments that are going the opposite way. So diversifying is really important. And a case in point, so what we've got in front of us on the screen now is a chart of ADA. So while the whole market dropped last week and has really sort of done nothing for the last few weeks, you can see here how strong Cardano is because it's moved against the market. It's actually rising while the rest of the market's been falling. So that's an incredibly strong sign. It just shows you that this has got real potential. It's got a lot of strength. I still can't believe Cardano is only at $2 and something odd cents, whatever, $2.65. Remember, if you're watching this from overseas, this is Australian prices, not the US price. So it will appear higher to us than what it is to you guys. All these prices that we're going through now are Australian dollars. So there's one. Cardano has done really well. Moved sideways for a long time. What is this? This is a daily chart, I believe. So pretty much has moved sideways almost since the end of February, all the way through to May, and all of a sudden we've had a breakout. So that's, again, if you haven't diversified enough and you don't happen to hold Cardano, you may want to think about getting some of that. Now, my prediction on Cardano is that, or ADA, is that it should be between $10 and $12 by the end of this year, and certainly around about the $20 mark by 2022. So it's another one to look out for. Another stock or coin that did really well through this downward period is Polkadot. As you can see here, while the rest of the market dropped, Polkadot has actually continued to rise and has done really well. So it's now at just below $64. As I said in my last week's video, my price prediction for Polkadot is going to be about $150 by the end of this year. I still think that's possible. And again, it's shown great strength through this period of uncertainty. Stellar Lumen. Stellar Lumen's a really good one if you're unsure about XRP. So if you hold Ripple, or you've been wondering about getting into Ripple, and I'll talk about Ripple in a moment. If you're an anti-Ripple person, or you're just worried about the SEC lawsuit and where that's going, Stellar Lumen's probably a good one for you to get in as an alternative. It is currently at, what have we got here? Just under 90 cents. Has come down a little bit over the last week, but I think will bounce up quite quickly again shortly. Polygon or Matic. Now I mentioned this one in my video, I'm going to say now 2 weeks ago, it might have been 3, and I suggested for those that want to diversify a little bit more that Matic would be a really good stock, a coin to get into. I felt strongly at the time that it had a lot of potential due to the project that it was building, and at that stage I think it was about 90 cents. So again, while the rest of the market's dropped, this Polygon has gone parabolic, and we've already doubled our money, or more than doubled our money, as it's now at $2.16. Again, don't feel bad if you haven't got into these stocks yet. I'm just giving you an example of why it's so important to diversify. What it does do is that it balances out your portfolio. So if you've got a portfolio of, say, you really want to aim for around about, the ideal is probably between 12 and 15 coins. And what that does is it levels things out. You'll probably find part of the time you'll have a third of the portfolio going sideways and doing nothing. You'll have a third that might be moving down, and you'll have a third that will be going up. And what that does, it evens out the motions, the waves of change that happen in the market on price fluctuations. So while many of you have had coins that have fallen a lot over the last couple of weeks, my portfolio has been fairly stable. It certainly is down, but it's nowhere near as down as what it would have been if I hadn't diversified more and gotten into other coins. Now, at the time, you don't know whether a coin's going to go up and down in a certain market environment. It really is a numbers game. But the truth is, if you've got probably 10 to 15 coins, you'll have a third going up, down, or sideways at any one point in time. That's really what the maths is behind all of that. So diversification is pretty important when you're trying to create wealth. So Polygon again, and look, I think I said in my previous video, I'm just trying to see here if I wrote down I can't remember what my calculation was for Polygon, where it was going to go to. I'm almost going to say I think I had a price prediction of around about $20 by the end of this year, or early 2022. So it's still got a 10x ahead of it, in my investment opinion. And remember, again, this is an investment advice. It is just my opinion, and I do spend a lot of time researching and reading articles and having a look at what the market's doing, also market sentiment. So it's not just about what's written on somebody's website or somebody's blog post. It's really trying to get a snapshot of what the whole world might be saying about a particular project before we go in and invest into that. And some of it's intuition as well. You've got to have a good feel for the project you're backing. And Polygon certainly is one for me that I think is worth backing. Okay, let's go to the one that I get the most questions about, and it's Ripple. Now, the truth is the SEC lawsuit is still underway. Ripple have won the last few cases against it, which has been very positive, but who knows what's going to happen. Now, if the SEC win their lawsuit, it is not all over for Ripple. They'll do what they've got to do, they'll readjust, they'll reconvene, and they'll move on from that. My gut feel is they will win. And I think one important thing to remember now that the directors have been cleared of what they were accused of doing is that this is not just about Ripple itself. It's about whether Ripple is a security, and this also applies to other cryptocurrencies as well. So it's a fairly important court case that's going on. Now, who knows when it's going to end? My price prediction for Ripple was $3 to $4 by the end of this year. And I would preface that by saying if the lawsuit goes in Ripple's favor, we could see Ripple as high as $50 by the end of this year. Now, if they don't win it, it's not over. It just might mean we might not see a price of $50 for Ripple until 2022, possibly late 2022. So it really is just to seeing what happens from the court case, and then from that, you've got to get what does the market sentiment say about that particular result. So really, what you're looking at, what is the masses thinking about it? Do we think it's on a whole that Ripple is much a stronger investment because of the outcome of the lawsuit? If it's not, then the price will continue to drop. But my gut feel is that people will say, thank goodness the lawsuit's over, regardless of the result, and the price will start moving in the direction we all know it's worth. Now you've got, I have spoken, sorry, about this in previous videos, but just have a look at this here. So what Ripple is doing at the moment is creating a massive pennant. Now we spoke about the pennants in previous videos. Okay, this is not working. Let's go. There we go. So if you remember on some other videos, maybe 3 or 4 videos ago, I was showing you pennants of Theta and a few other stocks, coins. I keep calling them stocks because I'm so used to talking about the stock market. But when a pennant forms, it can be a very strong sign. We want to see a strong breakout above the resistance line here. And once that happens, it just shows that the market, the coin or the project has got great backing behind it. The market sentiment is strong, and people think that the price is worth more than what it is. If it falls below this, then Ripple may go down for a little bit longer before it continues to come back up. But again, if you're an anti-Rippler or you're worried about it, Stellar is certainly a stock worth getting involved in. And again, don't forget to check out Polygon, Polkadot, Cardano, all really good coins. I've mentioned to you in the past that my strong buys at the moment were Digibyte. I just think that's so undervalued at the moment. Theta is obviously my number 1 holding, so I'm very bullish on Theta as well. Now remember also with Theta, Theta's mainnet 3.0 is due to be launched. What are we now? So we're in the 15th, so we're middle of May, so another 6 weeks, something like that. So that will also be quite good. So I would suspect that the price of Theta is going to start to move quite strongly. So for those that don't hold any at the moment, it might be worth you putting and diversifying into the Theta project. That's it from me, guys. Have an awesome week, and we will see you in the next video. Take care.